Good evening, bookers. Nigel, excellent books. Walking through the library. We're going to spend the night out in the library and I'm going to do a quick book review. This is the bottom of the Derwent. Derwent Dam's just up there, and we're up through the library, and I will show you some views on our way, and you can hear the geese. They tend to stop by the side of the dam. There's a big grassy area and they tend to mate there and then fly up into one of the more secluded valleys that jut down into Derwent, have the chicks, and then as soon as they can fly, they bring them down here. Because this is a really popular library. There's lots of dogs about, stuff like that. I'll keep walking. I will show you a quick glimpse of Derwent Dam, famous for the dam busters, where the bouncing bomb was developed. But let's wait for that. There in the distance is a left-hand tower. Derwent Dam, it goes round the corner in like a U-S shape. Back tours up there, lovely place to go hiking along them tops. That was where I did my last, well actually those, you won't see them, my last video. We're still going up. So, little bit of informational for you. Derwent Dam is famous for where the dam busters developed the bouncing bomb. But it was more photogenic because the photographers could get a really good shot next to the dam. So all the newsreels at the time or slightly after were at Derwent Dam. The actual bomb practice was done further up the valley, the next dam up, called Howden Dam. And the reason they chose that, because when you're flying in from the other end of the valley down, the approach to the dam was more in keeping with the dam they wanted to blow up. That's quite a straight, it's about a straight for, I don't know, a mile. Whereas the other one, it's got some tight inner bomber, quite turns low down above the water, which was more in keeping with where they wanted to do it. Now, when I was way on back, my first ever job was below my grandparents' flat. Really old man had a French polishing company, and he'd get furniture and pianos in. I got a job scraping off the old French polish and learning the circular, Nigel, circular motion of a French polisher. And I used to use the, a plane, a joiner's old-fashioned box plane. They've got a metal piece of metal. It takes the wood off to make it smooth. You just invert it and drag it towards you, and that would slowly take off the layers of French polish and not leave gouges in the very expensive piano tops. Now, I was only like 10, 11, 12, give me pocket money. Twice a week I'd go there. Now, this old man, strangely enough where we are, he was the bloke that sighted the bombs in the practices on St Howden Dams. That's how I was grown up with this little old man who was something else. Some of the bombing missions that he went on and survived. I mean, it's horrific, isn't it? Bombing a city. But, that's what they did then, that's what they're doing now. But we're not getting to that. But he has got pictures of him and it wasn't, as all the pictures are taken and the black and white newsreels of a Lancaster bomber, all the practice was done in a Wellington bomber, which is a smaller bomber, World War II bomber, than a Lancaster. He had all pictures of it and stuff. Didn't mean nothing to me back then, I don't know whether you can hear that. I don't know what it is, can't see it. I think it's in them trees over there. But yeah, that's a little bit of a informational for you there. People you come across in your life and at the time you pay no heed to. But yeah, he cited the said bouncing bomb development. Anyway, let me get going. So we've just humped it up that path and we're now on this little ridge between Derwent Dam and Snake Pass in the bottom, which rises up to the Kinder Plateau. Let me turn it around and show you. So there's Kinder Plateau. Castleton is through that little valley. Big flat Kinder on the top. That's to Manchester. Glossop is over that way. So because it gets dark at 6 o'clock, I've got about an hour and a half to get to where I want to be and put my tent up. So I'm going to get a wriggle on because it'll take me half an hour at least to get to where I want to go. I've got too many clothes on and that's far too steep a hill. And I'll wander through this gorgeous bit of the library here. and get you back when house is up, and I'll be much happier. Right then folks, we're not where I wanted to be because there's about 5 tents all in the area that I wanted. But anyway, we're in a different spot, a good half a mile from them. Birds are singing. I've got a view in the morning. There's my house. I've got about, I think I've got about 3/4 of an hour. So I'm happy. Tents up, bags lofting. I can relax. So let's get straight into it, folks. Book review. This, I've never read this before, and I really enjoyed it. You know what it's going to be? The Bandit of Hell's Bend. Edgar Rice Burroughs. Look at that for a picture. Cover. That's the young lady in question. This copy is, I didn't read this one, 1952. Ace science fiction. I do like these smaller paperbacks. Obviously my collection is getting bigger with Edgar. So why do I want to talk about The Bandit of Hell's Bend? It is one of the few Western novels that Edgar Rice Burroughs wrote. He was in the army. He was in Arizona, where this is set. Little blue tits. So he does have some knowledge of the area. I've read Apache Devil and The War Chief, which are about, obviously, the Apaches. This one, it's classic Edgar Rice Burroughs, set in Arizona. The hero is dark, mysterious, doesn't speak a great deal, but when he does, he comes out with some absolute pearlers. And he is called Bull. That's the only name you get given for him, Bull. He's the ranch foreman. Now, when he gets drunk, he gets a bit wild and he lets his 6 shooters go off in the town below. And he's done it a few times. So the owner of the ranch, the cattle ranch that he works on, has said to him, if you do it again, mate, you're going to lose your foremanship, because I can't have you running my outfit with all these cowboys who are rough as badgers bums. You know, they're the real deal. So he gets drunk, goes into town, shoots the place up, and loses his foremanship. Now, the old man that runs the ranch owns the ranch. He is a part owner with another fella from New York. And on said ranch is a gold mine, which is bringing a steady stream of gold out. Now, the new foreman is a bloke called Colby, and he's a real shifty piece of work. He's lower than a rattlesnake's belly. He ends up saying to Bull, let's have a drink, knowing he's going to get hammered, knowing he's going to go in town and shoot it up and he'll become the foreman. So he sets the scene and gets Bull pissed up, loses his job. Colby gets the foremanship. Now, there's very few of the actual cowboys on the ranch that actually get on with him. They all know he's a shifty piece of work, but they tolerate him because Bull's still around. Now, the owner of said ranch and mine has got a young daughter. Come on. Black hair. Beautiful. And fire a pistol. All the cowboys are in love with her because, you know, there are quite some roughnecks amongst them. The only female interaction is either down in the town, we know what sort of girls they are, and the young lady called Diane Henderson. Diane. Now, the problem we've got now within the story is once a fortnight, once a month, the gold is ferried through Hell's Bend into the town, sent on the train to New York, like that. Now, there's this bloke, he's a Mexican called Grigo, and there's the Black Coyote who robs the stage of the gold. Now, everyone thinks, because the Black Coyote wears a black bandana over his face, everyone thinks the Black Coyote is Bull, because Bull has a black bandana. And they all look the same, you know, they're all scruffy individuals. This Grigo and this Black Coyote are robbing the stage on a regular basis. But they always escape because the local sheriff is a bent piece of work and a coward, and nobody gets on with him. Everyone disrespects him and everything like that because they know he's spineless. Now, when Colby gets the foremanship, him and the young lady called Diane and the dad go on a ride, you know, go on a ride up through the thing, quite nice, and a group of Apaches pin him down. Before then, another bloke and his son are trying to buy the ranch and the mine at a knockdown low-level price because they think that they want the land, basically. So the dad, Colby, Diane, and the son of the bloke that wants to buy all the land and ranch and the mine goes up for a ride, and they're all chitter-chatting. These Apaches come and attack them, and lo and behold, the dad dies. The son of the rich bloke rides off to fetch help, leaves Colby and Diane to shoot out all these fucking Indians. Just so happens that Bull and another bloke, I think he's called Texas Pete, fantastic names they've got, these cowboys. I think it's Texas Pete or Idaho or a bloke called Shorty. I can't remember exactly which. They ride in and save them. They save the girl from being obviously killed and raped. They save everybody. So they're like, you know, the saviours. But the owner of the ranch dies. All the land rights, the mine, everything goes to the partner in New York, who suddenly has a jammed heart attack. He dies. What they're going to do? Meanwhile, Stagecoach is still getting robbed. The Black Coyote's to blame. They all think it's Bull. Colby has moved in with Diane because he wants his dirty little scumbag fingers on the ranch. Now, at this point, from New York, you get the lawyer and another woman come over who were the partners who lived in New York, the partner, daughter and friend. They move into the ranch and they try and sell it under Diane's feet at a stupid price, knowing that there's a secret gold vein in the mine that's going to give them millions of dollars. Now, she's dead set against this. Proper, it's her family home, you know. But this Colby, he's a real piece of work. He's trying to talk her to sell it. He's also been gullible enough to believe this beautiful woman from New York, that she's going to marry him, do all that. All she wants to do is change the mind of Diane. Bull, on the meanwhile, has been sent to guard the shipments of gold. For some bizarre reason, Stage has stopped being robbed for a month while he's guarding it. So everyone now is convinced Bull is the Black Coyote. What a twist of fate we have coming, folks. What a twist of fate. It's all a setup. Stage gets robbed when Bull is back on the ranch. First shipment, Stage gets robbed. Everyone's lying in wait for it. But Bull knows Grigo, the Mexican. He saved his life. They get a bit of conversation going. Guess who is the Black Coyote? Colby, setting up Bull. That's how much of a scumbag he is. Absolutely despicable fella. But while the posse go out to catch Bull, Diane finds out that it's all a fix, it's all a ruse, forgery on the part of these two scumbags from New York, and she's kidnapped by Colby and a group of others that work for Colby and the scumbag sheriff in the local town. The kidnapper, take her away in the mountains. Bull comes back. Obviously, what's happening here? He sees one of his mates, Shorty or Texas Pete, shot, and he says, fucking hell, there's an ambush, she's been kidnapped. Follow them horse trails, Bull, go rescue your girl. He rides off into sunset on the trail with his 3 mates. They go up, down, up, down, up, down, across this massive river that's a flooding. Meanwhile, Colby, there's a shootout. Meanwhile, Colby and Diane have escaped and they've gone across this wash that is now a flooding river and made it to a little hunter's cabin way out in the Arizona Badlands. Bull comes across, swims across said torrent, ties his horse up, walks through most of the night, sees an horse, sees another horse, goes in there, draws his 6 guns, shoots Colby, rescues Diane. Come on, you know he's gonna, right from page 1. He goes back into town. Grigo's there, tells the whole town that Colby was the Black Coyote. They've got proof of it. He's kidnapped Diane. There's a cowboy with a gunshot wound in his belly who said it was Colby. He's dead way out in Boonesville. Bull is trusted again. All the cowboys on the ranch love him. Diane loves him. Everyone loves him. Ending, as good as it finishes, is as good as it starts. Straight in the story, no messing about with long-winded ending. Bosh, done, finished. And this is an excellent read. If you want a Western with goodies, baddies, swindlers, rattlesnakes, you know, rattlesnake cowboys. There's one called, what's he called? He's an old man. He's an old man called Wildcat Bob, who was a bit of a gunslinger in his day. He takes a bullet. But anyway, that's it. 5-star read. I really enjoyed it. If you're not into Westerns, it don't matter. I recommend this book. So that's me in the library for the night. I've got my next book in there. I'm going to make a brew, sit back and chill out for a bit, because tomorrow I've got the van being looked at. But anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed that. I've told you the full story, but read it anyway. Stay gorgeous, keep reading, and have a lovely, lovely rest of the week. Ta-ra, folks.